I have returned for game number 2. It's IG versus Vici Gaming for the CDEC New Star Cup, of course presented by Beyond the Summit. I'm LD, your host for this game, and well guys, before the game gets underway too much, I do want to quickly run down our streams for today, because we've got a lot of other Dota action coming your way. On the main BTS stream, twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit, we have Lysander and Zyori covering LGD versus Newbie, best of 3, showdown, single limb. Winner will play... oh, sorry, it's your third place decider. So winner won't play any more matches, but winner will be third place. Loser goes home. And we also have Coddle Guy covering V-Games. V-Games will be, I believe, the final Chinese Dota tournament of the season before things wind down as the teams get ready to travel to Seattle for TI, and in the case of IG and Vici, to go to Frankfurt for ESL 1. So, yeah, V-Games group stages will be played out over the next 2 days. There's 4 groups, 2 remain, and after that, on to the playoffs. So with that being said, that'll be at twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit3, and hope you guys will use multitwitch.tv. It is your friend for today. And with that said, with all those introductions and pleasantries out of the way, Game 2 has begun. Draft is pretty straightforward. These are your more typical bans, I would say, with the exception of the Doom being allowed through. Vici Gaming banned the Lycan and Naga. Something that all the Chinese teams are really hating nowadays is that Naga Siren. I've also seen a lot of teams on Dire banning the Lycan, which never used to be the case. Like a month ago or so, if you were Dire, you'd force your opponents to blow a ban on it, but it seems nowadays teams just don't feel the Lycan Dire is that strong, and they'd rather ban it out when it's available for the Radiant. So IG take the Doom. And well, we all know how good Doom is. He's been a beast as of late. One of the best heroes to open your draft with, I would say, on par with a Batrider. Maybe not better, but on par with it. Such a flexible pick. I don't have to run through all the options. He can do anything, but he won't be jungle. He probably won't be a 4-position Doom, as they have gone for the Enchantress once again. We saw it earlier today in their match versus LGD CDEC. Chuan did an insane amount of work. This has been his highest impact hero, and I think if teams want to respect ban anything on IG, this is the hero that you respect ban. More so than the Y-Wave Prophet, which we saw ban in game number 1. It ended up working, but I don't think it's as scary as the Chuan Enchantress. So they go Doom Enchantress. They get a lot of early tower pressure. Enchantress is a hero that can really bring the hurt to a Shadow Shaman early on. He's not the best laning support. If IG wants to go aggressive, that is an option for them. They will now remove a Pugna. So seeing the Shadow Shaman, noticing Vici's on the Dire side and has the Brewmaster, they have a very strong 5-man lineup. And we saw in last game, Vici do like their 5-man. Sure, Sylar went for Midas on Luna, but it's still a 5-man carry, and he still was joining a lot of fights early on.
10 seconds remaining.
They try to remove that engine for the push. And, I mean, if Vici really want to push, there's other options. There's the Death Prophet, which we haven't seen too much of lately. I don't think we'll see them go that direction, though. I feel like more likely we'll see like the Morphling or Weaver. Doom, it does work pretty well against those heroes, but you want to pick someone else who's a high-priority Doom target besides a Brewmaster, and those heroes fit the bill. So something like that for Sylar is an option. There's also a potential Mirana pick lurking out there, and Vici will have the choice of the next hero to come out of the draft. They will ban OD, just a hero that craps on Brewmaster in the mid lane. Nothing too exciting there. And they'll ban the AM. So they remove the late game carry for IG. I don't really think there's too much to say about this AM ban. Or Shaker picked up by Vici. Are we going to see some shenanigans with in the jungle? When we saw FY, I think it was FY who played this last, he was doing a lot of stacking in the jungle early on, and then it would be like his normally a solo mid, it would go and farm that up. So you can't abuse the fissure blocks the way you used to be able to, but you can just stack the jungle a lot and roam to multiple lanes. Very strong ganking hero. The Go Elder Titan, this will dissuade IG from a potential Morphling pick if they were considering it. And Vici have very good spam at this point. So they get the Astral Spirit. They have a really strong defensive lineup. They can team fight. They can push reasonably well with the wards. Just a well-rounded draft. And I think you look at IG and they may struggle to take these mid-game clashes. They'll need a fat bristleback if they want to do it.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Here's some people. Let's see. Someone's saying there's a mic issue. I haven't gotten any reports previously. Not sure if everyone's having that issue or not. But if it is an issue, I can look to maybe restart the stream real quick and try and fix the mic. So I'll give it a few minutes for the delay to catch up, but don't want to restart if not necessary. Hopefully it's not too distracting, guys. So anyway, IG, 4th pick coming out now. What's it going to be? They have their off-laner and their solo mid, or slash safe laner, so they probably need a Ferrari hero. And they'll go for an Invoker. So I think we're going to see a 430 Invoker. I wonder how they lane it. They could Doom or Invoker can go mid or bottom. Bristleback, probably your off-laner with this draft, I would say. Bristleback could go, he could be the safe lane farmer as well. So they've got quite a bit of flexibility here. And now IG will just be looking at their final support hero. Rubik, very nice against Brew and Shadow Shaman. You can steal the wards, and the Panda ult, one of the easiest big teamfight ults in the game to snag. So it's a pretty standard ban. Roams well with Enchantress. Meanwhile, IG will ban the Lone Druid. So, Lone Druid ban is a little surprising. I guess the main thought here is he's just a very tanky carry that doesn't need a lot of help. Because you look at Vici Gaming, Shadow Shaman, Earthshaker, these are heroes that need quite a bit of levels in the case of the Shadow Shaman. And yes, later on in the game we'll need his Blink Dagger to stay relevant. So they will want to just do their thing in the jungle. As I mentioned, often we see FY just stacking the jungle constantly. We'll probably see Fenrir doing a lot of pulling. And thus, you're leaving that safe lane farmer on his own. And that's where a hero like Lone Druid is going to have an easier time against a Bristleback than a lot of other hard carries out there. But with this Elder Titan pick, Vici may be setting up for a Morphling. Even though there's a Doom in the game, I still think Morphling's pretty strong here. Yeah, that'll be the choice. So what we've seen recently is that teams have finally begun to catch on that you just don't want to give away... You don't want to pick Morphling when Elder Titan's in the pool, because Elder Titan just destroys that hero. Now, there are answers for it. We saw Bernie yesterday went for an incredibly armor-heavy Morphling, like bonus armor-heavy, meaning he went Assault Cuirass, he had Arena of Aquila, a lot of his teammates had Vlad's, I think, and with all the stacked-up armor, he was actually okay against the Astral Spirit minus armor. So this is a nice way to get a Morphling on your team. You don't just snap him up early, you save him for last pick, you get the Elder Titan first, and only then do you go back for him. IG in reply, we'll get a Faith Disruptor. No, I don't need to see this skill video. So, how was that? Wait, was that the noise from the video clip? Must have been. Very strange. So yeah, they get the Disruptor. It's somewhat of an answer for not only Morphling, but also Brewmaster. And I actually like Disruptor a lot this game. Very good zoning support. He can bully most heroes out of the lane. He has quite high damage output with Thunderstrike. Just offers you a lot later on in the game. And they wanted to support with a bit more punch because they've gone for heroes like Enchantress who don't offer you much team fight. Bristleback, who's more of just a tanker, not really a damage dealer.
Prepare for battle.
Well, it is a damage dealer, but not really a great crowd control hero is what I mean to say. Sorry, my brain is multitasking and coming up a little short, but with that being said, guys, Game 2 is underway. We're going to see Vici Gaming go aggressive at level 1. They want to get some wards up and slow down this Enchantress. There's also a Doom and Bristleback, so 3 heroes that can use the jungle pretty effectively. Disruptor, who needs to pull to get his levels. He's very level dependent. And Vici Gaming have a pretty scary level 1, mainly because of Fissure. You Fissure into a clap, that's probably a dead hero. My wife's going to try and scout things out a bit. He'll poke his snout out, but hasn't actually spotted anything yet. And the rest of Vici will make their way down. Remember, if they have Fissure range, they can actually get off the kill here, potentially. But not when IG are playing it like this. They play it ultra defensively, they hug the tier 2, and they won't get caught.
30 seconds to battle.
So yeah, running through the lives quickly, we've got FY on the Earthshaker, RTK playing the offlane Elder Titan, Sylar the Morphling. We have Super on the Brewmaster, he'll be going mid, Fenrir on that Shadow Shaman, and that leaves us with IG. They're down 0-1 in the best of 3. They've got to win 2 in a row or they will be eliminated. This is a lower bracket match for the CDEC New Star Cup winner to play DK a little bit later today. YYF on your Bristleback. Faith going to be playing the Disruptor. Chuan will be on the Enchantress, doing a bit of dewarding here. And that does leave 430 on the Invoker. The Pianist, as some like to call him, and Luo as the offlane Doom. So yeah, let's see if Chuan's going to connect here on his
double damage
on his Sentry Ward. He's actually going to find the Observer Ward, but he's getting that RNGG. They will Fissure Block, and yes, as you may have heard, the Fissure Block no longer redirects the creeps. It still draws the wave back. So this means RTK will be safely tucked away at his tower. Quite important in the offlane. And I really like that movement. Because offlane Elder Titan on Dire, as we've seen in the past, is quite weak. He doesn't have a way to pull the wave back. He, like a Clockwork, he can't block the creeps in with the cogs. So he needs that bit of help early on. Especially against a hero that can dominate a 1v1 in a melee matchup. Which a Bristleback most certainly can. Meanwhile, mid lane, it'll be 430 on the Invoker. He appears to be going Quas Wex, so they'll look to get their extra team fight out from him. Meanwhile, top lane, Luo, it is an off-lane Doom, and he'll be going for a Devour now. He'll eat the big creep here, instantly collects level 2. And yeah, they'll get the Mana Burn versus Brewmaster. Quite nice for that. It's just hard to push into the EMP in general. And RTK is, he's going to struggle a bit here, I feel. Hits level 2, but unless he has a TP scroll and they get a good glimpse off, they can kill him. So he's got to play this very defensively. FY is just roaming around. Let's see, has he done any stacking yet in the jungle? Nothing yet, but I expect he'll start doing that soon. Super can farm the stacks. The Morphling has a decent nuke for farming the jungle. So generally we see FY go for those stacks around this stage of the game. Chuan, he got the 2 D-wards off, and including the big camp, but D-warded that one. But unfortunately, he only had 2 sentries, so he's not going to be able to D-ward everything. He'll still find a Centaur. Nothing too exciting. Invis room picked up by FY. He did go for the stack, as I mentioned he might. And now the pressure's on super mid lane. The Tornado continues to come through and prove a nuisance. But the real action's top lane. This Observer Ward did see the rune being picked up. He should know, but it appears Luo was not paying attention. Might get body blocked here. The net will come out from the Roston. I don't know if this is enough for the kill, even with that. They got a level 2 wave form. They'll wave in forward. No mana for an additional fissure, and it's cooling down for 5 seconds. 3 seconds now. So it looks like they won't find it. Do they have a glimpse? Yes, they do, but it's not enough. Only a level 1. Actually, no, it is level 2 glimpse. Just the timing wasn't right, I guess.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, Cold Snap on the super, but you can see the Brewmaster. Even though it's a ranged tier 1v1, he's Brew, so he's got the guaranteed crit to last hit. He's quite tanky against the right clicks, especially against the Quas Wex Evoker, and thus he's getting his farm on mid lane. Still 430 is doing quite well considering the matchup, and he's got his phase boot soon. At which point the Invoker does significantly better in this lane. But IG are applying pressure early, and Vici do not want to give up this tower without a fight. Let's see. Any TP scrolls picked up yet? Morphling, no TP. Looks like he's rushing Midas super, no TP. And Shadow Shaman, no TP. So they'll slow down the push. Chuan not going to go for it fully. Just yet, he wants to get his farm on a bit more. And I don't think we'll see too much aggression yet. Both teams need a lot of levels and items before they really come online. Disruptor's not the best ganking support. He just wants to sit in lane and get level 6. So Chuan doesn't really have a partner. The offlane Doom needs his ultimate and ideally the upgraded boots, which he's got the upgraded boots. He doesn't have the ult yet. 430, not quite hitting a stride just yet. He'll actually tank a clap here and maybe a crit. Super not going to go for it. So IG not looking to get aggressive, and similar for Vici, they need the Panda Blink. That's the main thing, and ideally Shadow Shaman getting his levels. So both teams rather slow to develop, I think is the right way to put it. And thus they'll sit back and focus on farming. Ping comes out. FY saying, hey, this is stacked, I'm going to go back to stacking that. I believe, anyway. Now, maybe just letting them know it's stacked. Looks like he's not headed that way just yet. There's a glimpse available here. Are they going to go for it? Just out of range. Now they find RTK. They glimpse him all the way back into Chuan, who can slow him. He gets the Troll Trap off, but is there enough follow-up? There's no rotation in sight, yet the body block from Faith is available. He's going to have another Thunderstrike soon, and this will be the death of RTK. With one more right click, down she goes. First blood to IG. I think RTK would have lived there. He turned around to throw out an Astral Spirit, which gives him move speed, but also got him in range for the glimpse, whereas, at least when I was hovering over it, he appeared to be just out of 1,000 cast range. So that was a costly turn from RTK. and gives up what looked to be an avoidable kill, but it's one of those things where you don't know if you're... It's hard to just do it, the math in your head. Am I out of 1,000 range? Am I just inside of it? And he may have figured that he was going to get caught anyway by the glimpse, as he was under the influence of the Thunderstrike, which does give you vision, so... Either way, they'll go for the Treads first on Sylar. He's not going Midas. Actually, yeah, I mentioned he might be going for it, but he has tended to shy away from the Midas as of late. For a while, he was always going as his first item, Midas into Lincoln's, but more recently, we've seen him go for this Treads build and just focus on slightly stronger laning stage, a little bit more pressure. And Vici begin to siege the top tower. There's no trade in sight right now. ROTK throwing the spear down the jungle. They can glimpse back in Sylar, though. I don't think they have much to kill him with. The Fissure comes out, and he casually waves over the top. Didn't really commit to Fate, though, and now the chase is going to be on. The Invoker comes through. They've gotten Fenrir. They've isolated him with the Cold Snap. IG, find a counter kill. Tron will happily leech experience mid during this time. It does force out an Invoker rotation, but well worth it to kill off the Shadow Shaman. Deny the push and do quite a bit of chip damage to the Morphling. Vici Gaming gets smacked around, and now have given up 2 kills in 6.5 minutes. They're just on the back foot in general here. They are farming well, though, and ultimately their lineup they're not really supposed to do that much right now. They're just supposed to get levels, farm the Morphling, and wait for the Panda Blink to make things happen. So, it's not the biggest deal, but they're off to a slow start. Super chilly mid. They still have not farmed their stack yet, and I imagine we'll see them go for it soon. But yeah, the Offlane Doom's getting a lot. He's level 6. You compare that to RTK, only level 4 in the Offlane Elder Titan. It's, first of all, Doom offlane, which is just a bit more versatile and scarier. And on top of that, it's a Radiant offlane to boot. So it's not really surprising, but it is an area of concern. Luo's going to be able to come out of the top lane soon and start to make pressure around the map. Once Faith hits level 6, he'll be quite fearsome. And they've drawn the Pudge Hook on the minimap, and they'll go in now. They Cold Snap EMP Super. He wants to come in, and actually Vici were waiting for this, but unfortunately what they don't know is that so too were IG. They brain in the reinforcements. Faith, though, he drops low to the Astral Spirit. Will end up going down. The trade will be Fenrir, who will also fall, so make it a 1-for-1 exchange. But yeah, neither team expecting that much backup. Vici Gaming were not expecting the smoke yank, and IG were not expecting RTK to rotate in from the bottom lane, so in the end, a 1-for-1. They have Doom. Sylar's got to be careful. If he gets caught here by a Doom into a Glimpse, it could spell his Doom. Oh, that was not what as corny as I intended it. That was not. I did not intend that to come out as corny as it did. My apologies, folks. But oh well, what can you do? They've shown Faith top, so there won't be any attempt here for a kill, I imagine. But he'll just keep on getting his levels in the top lane. He has hit level 5, and as soon as he gets his ultimate, you've got a lot of playmaking heroes on IG. The Disruptor, the Doom, and the Invoker. All heroes that can set up kills around the map. Whereas for Vici, they're a lot more difficult for them to find those kills. They've got Panda Blink ult. That's really about it. Maybe Shadow Shaman once he gets his own Blink. But Chuan will get off his heal. He is caught in the jungle nonetheless. The body block is attempted. Fatboy's going to need a few more right clicks to bring him down. It's just not enough. Then Sylar comes in. He'll clean it up. And they will find the kill. Chuan just getting a bit cocky, farming the enemy jungle so aggressively. But he's creating space for YYF bottom lane, he's already got a completed mech. We're only 9 minutes in, and he's going to take this tower. There's just no backup in sight. They're glyphed, but will they reinforce? They'll need the Panda to TP in. Too bad he's at half HP, doesn't have a TP scroll, and YYF will take the first tier 1 of the game. IG finding their openings here. They got the first split, they got the first tower. It's only a 3-2 lead, but it seems like enough. As Super gets found out mid, the Imps will come crashing through. Let's see how good the evasion is for Super. He'll Primal Split. He sticks up to do it, and now the turnaround cometh. They'll work on Tron. Tron will fall quickly as their Cyclone. No. Not really bothering with this Wind Panda in the end. And might have been Fissure Block. Not 100% sure. But that's okay, because they get a Midas on Doom, and as mentioned, the Bristleback is very fearsome right now. It is 2 deaths for Chuan, but he's already kind of done his job here. Took the tier 1 bottom lane. Applied pressure elsewhere on the map. And has created a lot of space for his carry. So IG will start to push. They've got their mech. They'll have the level 6 on Disruptor soon. They are ready to rock and rumble. And they'll just bang away on the tier 1 mid. It easily falls, and now they strike a course into the dire jungle. Super just cleans up the stack in the nick of time, and that will buy him most of his Blink Dagger. 30 gold short. Could go back to the well and pretty much have it by the time he gets there. Now only 20 gold and counting. But IG will find their openings elsewhere, perhaps. They do spot out Sylar here. Tornado off the mark. They could glimpse him back, but with no Static Storm, it's not really that scary. They'll actually try and go for this anyway. But he waves over the kinetic field just to the nick of time, and he'll escape. No problemo. In terms of item builds, we'll see 430 going for that Orchid Rush. This is becoming increasingly the go-to build on Quest X Invoker. Used to be like the Blink, or sorry, not Blink. The Force Staff Eul Scepter Drums was more popular, but Force and Drums, this was way back in, I guess, 6.75 in the TI2 era, but Force Drums got nerfed quite a bit. They give you less damage than they used to, and thus we've seen the rise in the Ghost Walk Orchid build. It's basically like a slightly more teamfight heavy Clinks. Doesn't quite have the damage output, but offers you a lot of map control. I quite like it. Feels a bit underutilized. Hold that thought. Bottom lane, they're going in. They've got a glimpse ready for Super. Do they have the Static Storm? Yes, they do. Welcome to the Thunderdome, my friend. You're going to need some help to get out of this one, and for good measure, they'll Dumo. I'm not sure that was needed by Luo, but who knows if it matters. They'll begin the chase on F1. This is where YYF is very scary. There's no Echo Slam. EMP Tornado comes through. That will connect on 3. Fenrir caught out. It'll be 3-0. Well worth it. Just an easy teamfight victory. And IG, it's their turn to run over Vici. IG, I feel like this offlane Doom just offers you so much more than the offlane Elder Titan has. And the other big thing is just the effectiveness of Chuan. Once again, he's been, whenever he gets the Enchantress, he just makes plays for IG. And I wouldn't say it's first stage ban necessarily, but you'd better get a good trade and have a plan for negating the aggression, because he made that mid lane that should be a Panda advantage lane actually pretty even, along with 430 playing the matchup well. That and the Elder Titan offlane is just very underwhelming. As more misfortune strikes for Vici, they smoke under Radiant Observer. That's not gonna help. Well, Vici Gaming make their move, but it's not a very sneaky one. And if they dive this, they're diving into Static Storm. They're diving into Faith, hiding in the wings, in the jungle, behind the tier 1 bottom lane. Chuan, meanwhile, he's farming, but he's farming in a way that it's very difficult to gank him. He sits on the other side of the trees. The creep's there to reveal Vici as soon as the smoke wears off and as soon as they get in range of his hero. And Vici just don't find openings. Now Doom picks up a blink. And all of a sudden, the Morphline's got to be nervous. Sylar, he's going Lincoln Sphere, but it's going to be a late Lincoln's. No early Midas. He's got 76 CS. It's not bad, but I've seen Sylar have this complete by like 18 minutes. And the way this game is going, it doesn't seem it'll be complete that quickly. They will go in bottom lane. Now they found YYF. Remember, he's the mech carrier. He hasn't actually popped yet, and he'll get burst down before using it. Also had 9 stick charges. Didn't get to use those either, so a pretty big win. It's cost them a panel. The Disruptor Kinetic Field will come out. Now 430 makes his retreat. He gets dusted, though. This is going to be a 2-0 perhaps. Vici, are they finding the turnaround? They drop the Static Storm, but there's nothing to follow this one up. Now the clap on 2. IG self-destructing under their own tier 2. Now Luo arrives, but it's far too late. It's a triple kill for Sylar. And yeah, he's been doomed. He hasn't actually strength board. So this could cost him a bit. Faith will buy back and look to rejoin the fight here as the Disruptor. They really want this kill in Sylar. They'll get it too, but at the cost perhaps of a turnaround. YYF rejoining the fight as well. The Quills are being spammed up. They're finding the kills. 2 have fallen. They've lost 3 of their own, but it's a counter triple kill from YYF to equalize the score. And when it's all said and done, let's see. I think it was just the 2 buybacks actually. Yeah, the Bristleback also bought back there. And they may lose more. They may lose FY here. In fact, it looks like they will. It's a level 2 Thunderstrike. Stick charges get popped, but he still goes down to this. And IG, they turned it around in a big way.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And, well, the game goes on. So IG, I think overall the 2 buybacks worth it. That would have been just a clean victory for Vici, and not something you want to be giving away to them. But With that being said, Vici are going to be happy. They force out some buybacks. They still get a couple of kills, and they at least show if they get the initiation off, they can take a team fight. The key there is just the slow reactions from IG. The Doom didn't show up until the fight was well underway, and the other thing was just the initiation wasn't the best. Disruptor dropped Static Storm to cover the Invoker's retreat, but didn't drop... dropped Kinetic Field to cover his retreat, but didn't combine it with Static Storm. Then dropped the Static Storm on its own, which is pretty underwhelming. They didn't use it to secure kill. Panda had already used the split by that point. It just wasn't really the most well-coordinated fight, and that's just credit to Vici catching them off guard. Now they smoke up again. They'll make their move bottom, but IG are playing this one safe. They're working towards the BKB on the Doom. They're pushing the top lane in. Once he gets BKB, what do? He blinks in with BKB and goes for a Doom. Vici have nothing on that. They can't roar him. They don't have a lasso. They have no lockdown that goes through BKB of any kind. That's got to be a cause for concern. 430. We'll try to get in position here in the back lines. FI wants to cut him off with a fissure. They have an Observer Ward giving them vision of that, but I don't think they find the easy openings here. They actually go in with the fissure. They will kill him off. The Bristleback was up front, but he wasn't able to help his teammates out, and now, well, the Panda split being used to dive this tower a bit. Will they commit to it? Do they want to go all in? Well, fully commit to the tower dive, I should say. I'm not sure if they want to. Now they Cyclone the Invoker. They will jump away. So they get the support Disruptor. That looks like it'll be it. Fissure. Used offensively to cover the retreat.
Dire's top tower is under
and IG now, well, they're going to say, hey, we know Panda ult's on cooldown for 2 minutes. If there was ever a time to pick a fight, this is it. Doom's up. Static Storm will be up with about 50 seconds to spare. It could well go their way if they go for the engagement now. They're going back for the Midas on Chuan. So IG will once again go for multiple Midases. I think we'll just see 2. Yeah, it looks like YYF going BKB and Luo will work towards his as well. 430 needs the Orchid, and once he gets an Orchid, then they can threaten this Morphling. Sylar still has no Linked Sphere. He's about 1,400 gold off, it looks like. Yeah, almost has the ulti orb. Still needs the Linked Sphere recipe as well. So there's going to be a window here where the Orchid might be complete. The Doom will have Blink BKB, and they could just start hunting the Morphling all around the map. And what makes this harder for Sylar is the loss of the tier 1s. You look at the map right now, they don't have the tier 1 top, mid, or bottom lane. So he's much more vulnerable to these ganks. And if you're Vici, you really want to get some good lane wards down. Park your supports behind him and just be prepared for those ganks. They are somewhat prepared. They've got the lane ward bottom. This is a really nice ward to spot potential movements against the Morphling. You can see IG really want to punish him. They're looking for in the jungle. They're hunting Fenrir. Can they glimpse him back? No, just dropping the Observer Ward now. Wouldn't have been the best glimpse. He would have just gone like back this way, not over here where they wanted him. And it slows down. IG try to take over the enemy jungle, but they may slightly outfarm Vici here. I think that's the main concern for Vici, is their lineup needs a lot of items to go late game. You need an Aghanim Scepter on your Brewmaster. He's not really anywhere near it. Still has not upgraded his boots. Only has 1,400 gold. Obviously, the Morphling's got to get gigantic. He's against Doom and Disruptor, so Linkens is a good start. He'll need a BKB after that to deal with the Disruptor, and you've got to get some damage at some point. So he's got to be 5/6 slotted to take the slate. Shadow Shaman needs a blink. Vici need a lot of items, and unfortunately, when you're up against a Blink Doom and a Ghost Walking Orchid Invoker, getting those items becomes very dangerous. They are parking themselves down here, though. The park behind the Brewmaster, the Morphling will be the safe one. He's at the tier 2 top and less likely to be a gank target. They want to go on him, though. You can really see it here with Luo. So I'll just use his waveform. This will be a good time to go in. If he farms this wave, they're jumping him. That's for sure. And they want to do it. They'll jump in now with the Doom. They get it off to Sylar. Strength 4 for the nick of time. He did not. Now he's going to take an EMP. He's slated to fall, most likely. The EMP removes all his mana. If he had managed to press D just in time, he might have lived. But he couldn't get off. Assuming he's using the Legacy Hot. Or not the Legacy, the Grid Hotkeys, as they're called. But either way, won't get them off in time, and down he goes. Meanwhile, for Vici, they're not so good at these ganks. Like, if they want to get a kill on Bristleback, they probably have to use Panda Ult. Let's see if they can avoid it. No, they'll force out a BKB, but he just waddles away. And now they get the Orchid. So they kill Sylar before he gets Linken's, and now they get Orchid, which means Invoker can threaten him for ganks. I don't think he can solo kill him, but instantly 430 goes into the Ghost Walk, and away they go. They've actually dropped the Static Storm bottom lane. Super tries to get out of it. He will split in the nick of time, but it's YYF he's focusing, and it's not YYF he really wants to be going on. Mech is still cooling down, but he's tanky, and 430 is coming from the backside. Reinforcements have arrived. Luo's here. He doesn't actually have Doom, but they'll just go on to FY. They'll still bring him down, even through the Earth Splitter. They're tanky. They're living. They lost the Bristleback. 1-for-1 exchange. Brewmaster, though, probably going to fall here. He tries to blink away, but they're ready for him. The Morphling kills off Disruptor, then tries to run, but if Super goes down, it'll be an even exchange. Fenrir being imped down, imped into submission by Chuan on the backside. They're not dead just yet. Super, one more right click will clean up. 430, also looking for Fenrir. It's going to be 2 more kills, but in the end, an even 3-for-3 exchange at 430 will also fall. Make it a 3-for-4. Vici Gaming actually finding the openings to come out on top. Will they turn this? Are their buybacks ready? Might have to use them now if you're this Radiant squad. Chuan being pursued out. Unfortunately, they're light on lockdown here to bring him down.
Radiant structures are fortified.
But they'll lose the tower for this. As you can see, the Untouchable working its magic. RTK with a long-ass lineup.
Tower has fallen.
Wind up. I was dropping my syllables there. A sure sign that I need some wings. Need some caffeination. See if we can arrange that after this game. But in the meantime, we'll just watch YYF. He'll force out a double TP. I think that's a little premature by Vici, but YYF says, great, my work here is done. I can go back to farming. I think you do see the power of Vici Gaming's lineup, though. They have this Elder Titan Morphling, and even though they're down, and even though IG have the much better ganky lineup, they have the Doom Disruptor, the scarier just pick-off slash potentially even, you could argue, team fight. If Panda gets off his ult, and Elder Titan drops the Spirit, the fight can turn in a matter of seconds. With that in mind, though, they're going to be hunting Tyler here. They can Cold Snap him if they want to. Actually, they'll start it off with a Thunder Strike. That'll break the Lincoln Sphere. Then they get the Orchidson, so that'll mean Sylar goes down. Sure, Vici win a fight, but if IG play their cards right, they've always got the Blink Doom, the Ghost Walk into a Cold Snap, or Thunder Strike, and then into an Orchid Silence, preventing him from Strength Morphing, pretty much ensuring the kills. That's where Sylar is going to have to get a BKB next, almost guaranteed. FY just gets munched. Luo's hungry. He'll have a snack, a quick one, and now IG will threaten the tier 2 mid. Well, that's going on. 430 heads up to the high ground. They'll spot out Super, as well as RTK deploys the Ice Wall, but not before Super can blink himself away. And now IG. They'll take a tier 2 mid. They continue to exert map dominance. RTK does have an Earth Splitter ready. He's got the mech, but they don't want to take this fight at the tower. No Brewmaster in position. No Aghanim Scepter up yet. And you look at the matchup between a Brewmaster and a Bristleback, and honestly, if Bristle gets tanky enough, especially without an Ags, Bristle can just start killing the pandas. Run around, right-click the Fire Panda down with the Quills. It'll drop quite quickly, and this Panda ult is just going to become underwhelming as this game goes on. He really needs the Ags upgrade, and I think Vici are just relegated to taking the better fights. They can't win the even fights. They've got to have the advantage in initiation. And that's tough when you've got a Ghost Walking Invoker. No gem. I don't want to say gem is mandatory, but it's close. If you're not going to get a gem, you at the very least need Sentry Wards, and they have one. Well, Static Storm, they'll wait for a glimpse here, and the glimpse is slightly mistimed. Looks like they won't go. Now Vici want to take the fight. Are they going to jump in? They drop the wards. They're going to prep under the tower, but actually they do have the 1 sentry. They do deploy it for 430, and they find him. Where's that backup for 430? It's Luo who marches it with a BKB. Runs around, then thinks better of it, and he'll just retreat. Chuan will be the one who's caught. He's cycloned up here. That's a haste turn, I believe, but that's gonna wear off as he comes back down, and well, nowhere to go now for Chuan. Sylar will clean him up. That's a 2-for-0 exchange. You really have to question IG going in there. They completely whiffed on the Disruptor combo, and the wards were dropped mid. Just chill. Relax at your tower. They did not need to force that. But nice play by Vici. Turning the fight, using the Panda ult effectively, and now we'll see the pressure mount. So the wards were cleaned up, but the tower's under siege. They'll work on my way up. I don't think they want to kill him. Just zone him out and go for the tower. RTK has an Earth Splitter. Do they drop it? He's thinking about it. They're thinking about it. They are going to go for him. The Echo Slam gets nailed on the Bristleback. He gets drilled into the earth. Earthshaker now closing in on a blink. 1,500 gold up. And they actually wasted a Doom on Fenrir right as that happened. IG looking a little unpolished in these engagements. They are a bit light on damage. That's the one thing they struggle at in team fights is if Static Storm doesn't connect and they don't have the Ags on Faith, which he doesn't have yet, then where's your sustained damage? It's only Bristleback, and as we've seen, Vici just want to focus him down. Don't let him pop the BKB. Use all your disables, dunk him, Earth Split him, pop a Boulder Toss or two on him. Without the Bristleback, it's only Invoker and I guess the Enchantress, but Tron's too squishy. He's not ready to take fights yet. Vici are hunting Ferrari, and they do have a gem here. He's spotting them out. He's scouting them from across the ravine, and he won't overcommit. But yeah, I think if you're IG now, you just relax. Chill, farm up your Aghanim Scepter on your Disruptor, get your Shiva's Guard online on the Doom. You don't have to force the issue too much now. 430 has plenty of room to extend his farm. It is a bit scary going late against a stacked Morphling, but you have the tools to deal with him. You've got the Doom, the Orchid, you'll have the Disruptor Ags, which will counter a BKB even if he gets it, potentially, so I don't think they have to force the issue too much. They want to find safe pickoffs, and they'll look for some now. They'll look for Fenrir and FY, scouted out by 430, just playing this right on the bounds of their vision, as you can see. The Dire team, currently no vision for him, but 430 might poke his pretty little head out. And should he make that crucial mistake, he will pay. I wonder what that says. If only I could speak Chinese. Ever since I started casting Dota, I've been like, you know what? I should learn Russian and Chinese. It would just make me a better caster. You know, you can read all the interviews, understand what the players are saying during pauses, listen in at the summit when DK or Navi are playing in game, or even Vici for that matter, but I don't know if, I haven't even started. Maybe after TI4, I'll at least try to learn some basic words and get a rough idea of some standard phrases. It's embarrassing though. I only know a tiny bit of French.
Illusion.
Un peu. It's sad, guys. Shame on me, shame on me. Well, now we see the Brewmaster Eggs come out. So Vici will get a bit bigger on the Brew, and with this Elder Titan, they won't be too worried about their late game potential, but they need to stick together more, and that's what we're seeing, is they know they're very vulnerable to the pickoffs. So they sit behind Sylar for the most part, they roam as 4, whereas IG feel more confident to spread them out. They can put YYF in one lane, Luo can be farming the Ancient stacks, they can put Faith on the mid, he's almost got his Aghanim Scepter, only about 800 gold to go. He's scouting Roshan with the Tron creep right now. And they just have a bit more flexibility, I think is the main word for it, with how they play the game. They can take the but they don't have to. Whereas I feel like Vici kind of have to stick together and, if not take fights, at least not let IG find solo openings. YYF will get into the front lines here. He'll get ready. They go for a long-range Fissure. That won't actually do much, and YYF will just continue working on these wards. They'll start going the Morphling. That'll break the Linked Sphere. And with the Linked Sphere broken, he'll want to sit back. Doom's waiting. He's ready to blink Doom. This has a level 3 Doom as well. We'll stomp YYF. Do they go on this one? They're going to try. Fissure connects onto. Then the Echo Slam follow-up. The Static Storm gets deployed, but not before YYF gets off his combo. Now Luo, he's working on 2 that are trapped in the trees. Sylar's isolated. Faith dropping low. He will fall to the Fire Panda, and now, well, they've doomed the Morphling, but he's already Strength Morphing, so he won't die to this. He'll be fine, and ROTK will also go down. They bought back on the Bristleback. For now, a 2-for-2 exchange with a buyback. Fenrir may be in trouble here. He's trapped in the trees, and Luo will find yet another. Munches him down. That's going to be now a 3-for-2 exchange with the buyback going the way of IG. So, all in all, a win there for IG. That's for sure, but they do take the Tier 1 tower. It's not the worst trade in the world. And I think the key thing is Morphling doesn't die. He gets a shotgun online. The one concern, though, is he's getting a shotgun against a tanky lineup. Disruptor's got most of an Ag, so he's got an additional 10 strength, an extra 200 health. He's sitting well into 4-digit HP. The cores are tanky, aside from Invoker, and even he's got 4-digit HP, 1157 to be exact, and, well, even Tron's almost got his own Egg, so... In fact, it gets delivered now, up to 1200 health. So basically, the long story short is, no easy shotgun targets. He can't do it alone.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
430 makes his move in top, but FY showing off those quick reactions. Blinks away instantly. What a player. And 430 will just go elsewhere. But I gotta say, I really enjoy this Orchid Ghostwalk Invoker, and I feel like it's a bit underutilized. It has been used by a few other players, but I've seen some games where Quaspex Invokers don't go for the Orchid straight away, and it just seems weak when you don't do it. Like, getting the 4-stat first is not bad, but it's just, you're not very threatening. You don't exert pressure on the map. The EMP Tornado combo falls off pretty quickly as teams stack up Arcane Boots and Magic Wands and or just mana items in general. And this gives you increased relevance even in a longer game. Now they get Shivas. This helps a lot. Not only is the Doom tankier, but he can just run down the Morphling. Blink in Doom. If the Orchid buff gets thrown, you have the additional Soul Burn damage to come out, and then you just start. Then you just start chasing him down with the Shiva slow. There's a smoke by Vici Gaming, and 4 heroes will make their move. They're going to leave the Morphling top, perhaps expecting IG to think they're behind the Morphling. But they're not. Unfortunately, 430 reveals it all with the Ghost Walk. That Imba move speed. 448. And that's and if he needs to, he can always just activate the phase boots and head for the hills, path through the creeps, 4-staff up a cliff. Very tough to deal with this Invoker. Yeah, we'll now drop an Observer Ward, and actually it went up to 498 there, and it'll make us... Oh, I think the dust was slowing him. He must have just gotten clipped by it. It's like, yeah, he should be closer to max move speed. And indeed he is. But yeah, they'll go for Roche now. It's dropping low. Will they initiate? Static Storm about to come out. Could catch Super. Luo not Blink Dooming in time. They get off a nice Fissure by FY. That's going to potentially secure this Roche. It's actually not falling yet. Sylar will claim the Aegis. And now, looks like the retreat will be on. They blink forward on Super. Will pop his ultimate immediately. Luo has a Doom. Has not deployed it just yet. Morphling trying to find his openings here. He's got the shotgun. He's already thrown it out. And now Doom trying to fight against all of those Panda aspects on the backside of the fight his way up. He's driving back a few. Hasn't finished anyone off. Still 430 living through this Lewis. Cyclone up again. Isolated and very ineffective for now. Still has Doom. Still hasn't used it. But Faith looks like he'll be the first man down. Waved in onto by Sylar. Vici finding the Aegis and now finding some room to maneuver. In comes the Elder Titan Spirit. They continue the chase. EMP thrown out. But that'll be the end of the engagement. So in the end, it's an Aegis and a Disruptor down and no trade whatsoever going the way of IG. And that will finally tip the graph a bit. Very slightly, but it looks like it'll go down to like a 9k gold lead. 7.5k experience lead. So Sylar will make his way towards his next item. I imagine we're going to see a BKB in here. It helps you a lot against the Disruptor as long as you BKB before he Static Storms. And obviously helps against Glimpse too. So, as well as that Invoker, Ghostwalk, Orchid action. But they'll find Super. They're going to Doom up RTK. They go for 2 kills here. They get a bit greedy with the Shivas. Super will live. By way of not quilling. And he won't be able to clean him up. They still, though, they'll lose low. Sylar found a kill in the meantime, and he'll look for another. He's brought down 2. He's looking for more. The Waterman's getting big. Getting scary. They'll buy back instantly on the Elder Titan. He's going to rejoin the fight. Is there a Blink Fissure available? Echo Slam to start off. Focus on YWF. Bring that Bristleback down if possible. He BKBs. He runs. Luo will blink away. He'll leave the Bristleback on his own, but they've got an ambush. Faith is here with the Static Storm and a Kinetic Field. Sylar doesn't give a hoot, though. He's got the shotgun at the ready. He'll use it on Faith. He pushes him back, but then waves on forward. He's still got Aegis. He's happy to use it here for the cause. He'll bring him down. Gets the 3 kills for his team, and now a Stomp onto YYF. He's fast. He's got quite a few Warpath stacks. 6 to be exact. Moving 30% faster. Gets pushed away. And I don't know if they get this kill. Actually, with the long duration stun from the Strength Morph, maybe they can. Ah, they didn't have a long enough disable to set up the Earth Splitter. But through it all, he lives. And he will maintain the Aegis. Up to 4k gold now. IG just getting clowned upon. This Aegis has done a lot of work for them. It was a nice attempt to turn things around with the Disruptor, but this is where the Bristleback may start to fall off a bit. He's gone for mid-game items, and as it goes late, Doom and Disruptor will become the 2 key heroes for this team. You'll need to see your Refresher Orb come out. He's got the Shivas, gives him the mana pool to go for Refresher, and maybe an Eggs will be picked up along the way or even after that. But yeah, I think this is where we need to see maybe double X. It's a long way off for Faith, but if it goes to that 50-60 minute mark, hey, it's what FY used to take down the opposition. We have a BTS moment of his amazing double static storm, double kinetic field, Venn diagram, disruptor, some were calling it.
Haste.
And RTK will just keep on farming out the mid lane here. They'll chill for the time being. Vici Gaming, happy to just sit back and farm the Morphling. Having a lot of faith in this Elder Titan aura as the game goes later. And speaking of that aura, there's some plus armor on this team. IG got plate mail, they've got a Shiva's Guard, the mechs on this team. They've got a casual cloak on Tron, so there's a little bit of additional magic resistance and armor around the world. Also, he has the ice armor creep, which will be quite nice against Elder Titan. Unfortunately, it's not going to live forever. Bad news for the kids at home, guys, but it will die at some point. If you're just joining us, guys, this is Game 2 of a best of 3. Winner moves on to play DK for the CDEC New Star Cup. We also have other streams going on right now. LGD is taking on Newbie in the GST Challenge for the third place decider match. That cast is available at twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit. Coddle Guy will be kicking off his coverage soon of the V Games tournament. We're into Group 3 now. I believe DK is playing DT as the first match, and they have one other team. Is it Speed Gaming in their group? They have one more team that's, or no, it's Tong Fu Wayne Zhou is the third team in that particular Group 3. They'll each play a best of 1 against each other, and then the top 2 teams move on into the playoffs. Bottom team is eliminated, so lots of Dota action. That stream can be found at twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit3. Coming your way, the Chinese Dota apocalypse is upon us. It's the busyness before the storm, but hold that thought. Blink Doom onto Sylar. Remember, he's got Aegis, though, so he'll die once. Can they kill him twice? They've got the Static Storm Disruptor combo. They're going to drop it now and try to just bring down this Morphling as quickly as possible. The Stomp was used. He melts. He absolutely explodes, and there just wasn't backup from Will he buy back? Yes, he will. Rejoins the fight. The Echo Slam's been used. The Morphling comes in. Sylar shotguns down 1. They brought down 3. They killed Sylar twice, but it's going to cost him a pretty penny. IG. Not just a few pretty pennies, but 4 to be exact. They got an Aegis, they got a Morphling kill again, and they forced a buyback. Still, they lose 4 heroes as a result. I mean, what can you say? They both teams played it right. Vici, they forced IG to stay under the tower, use everything to keep them there. The Echo Slam, the Panda ult, the Earth Splitter. And IG played it perfectly. They used what they needed to. Doom to kill the Morphling once, Static Storm to do it again, but in the end, Vici just had extra lives and bodies to throw their way, and now they'll take a tier 2 mid. They may rotate bottom and take this tier 2 as well, knowing that Static Storm's on cooldown, Doom's on cooldown, and Vici will have the creep wave going their way. Or maybe they just go high ground. Sure, they don't have Panda ult, they don't have Earth Splitter, but I think the Morphling's going to be the strongest hero on the map. Vici might just go for the jugular with this. Remember, Morphling did fight back, though, so if he should die again, this may swing the other direction. He's got to be a bit cautious about how they siege it. Now Vici are reconsidering their approach a bit. Sylar has a shotgun. He doesn't want to throw it just yet. He's sitting heavily agility morphed as he continues to muscle down the tier 3 tower mid. The linkage will be broken. They'll bring up the tier 3, or bring it down, I should say. Then they'll wave away. But Sylar gets glimpsed back in. He BKB's a bit late, but do they turn this? Do they turn this? In comes Super. He had his fresh shiny BKB. He blinks with a clap. He's got his ultimate in 3 seconds. Oh, Vici forced to use 2 BKBs, but then simply retreat. Stomp will fly. That's going to isolate Chuan in the base.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Now Vici back off. I think at this point, you just wait for the next Roche, wait for the Morphling farm, or buyback to cool down, and farm your next set of items.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And we'll see those next items soon. Elder Titan can build his. Let's see, what is he going to go for? Probably a Shiva's Guard, I want to say, is a solid choice here. Could get something like a pipe, perhaps. There's quite a bit of magic damage on IG, but I think you get the more of like a carry item. Maybe an Assault Cuirass is the other big option for him. And they find 430 bottom lane. They'll blink in, but he 4 steps away. That premonition. He felt it in his bones, and while he's feeling it in his bones, Sylar, remember, just bought back. He doesn't have the buyback for 3.5 minutes. Will be dead for close to 2 minutes if he goes down here, and well, he's been stomped to start it off. Now the Doom. Did he doom the Lincolns? I think he doomed the Lincolns. Wow, that's unfortunate. Well, that's gonna cost him now. Vici, no Doom is on cooldown, and they have Panda ult with the Aghanim Scepter. The wards are online, and with no Doom available, I think you just go high ground. If you're Vici, you just force the issue here. Drop the wards, try and break the base. Maybe they don't fully commit, but I think they can force this a bit. The only thing to be careful with is Sylar, but with no Doom, it's basically just the Disruptor who can punish him. YYF will get caught by a fissure as well as 430. It's weird because it made that... When he doomed the Lincolns, it made that noise. It was like, Doom. But he didn't get excited. He wasn't like, you are doomed. He's like, Doom. And now they go. In comes the sleep from the Elder Titan, set up by RTK. Now they go in with the Brewmaster Ultimate. Static Storm's there. It won't do much. As Sylar... Oh no, it will! It will contain and connect on Sylar, bringing him down immediately, dead for 100 seconds, and now, if they start losing heroes under the shadow of IG's base, this will go very poorly, very quickly, and, well, a nice stomp by RTK. They try to get super out. He'll blink away. He BKBs and he goes for TP out. Can they cancel this? No Doom available. Sylar, how did he die so quickly? Oh, you know what? He didn't get off BKB. I thought I saw the animation for his BKB, but it must have been, like, the Dooms or somebody else's, and, yeah, he got caught in the Static Storm, did not BKB in time, and when the Aghanims is there, if you don't BKB first, you are not magic immune, and you cannot use your items. That's just a misplay by Sylar. Should have used the BKB very conservatively. Just pop it right away. It's a 9-second BKB. You can use it a bit early and still have at least 4 or 5 seconds to fight before you make your retreat. Well, IG dodging a bullet there. I think if Sylar pops BKB, Vici takes that fight. They probably force out, at the very least, some buybacks here. The Doom, Bristleback both had theirs, but they forced them to use them, and well, the failure there means now Doom almost has Refresher Orb. He's got his Perseverance online, he's got 2 Dooms to work with, and it's a little bit less likely that he's going to screw up on the Lincoln's Doom. You Doom the Lincolns once? No problem. Refresh and give it a round 2. As Luo makes his move in. He is invis, and under cover of that, finds RTK to start, but he really wants super. He'll Doom him instantly. He gets Echo Slam, but not before getting off that Doom. Now Luo's trapped in the wards. He'll be going down, it looks like, but not before the Static Storm. That finds that fight. They'll bring down the Morphling. Well, no, sorry, not the Morphling. They'll bring down the Earthshaker as well as the Shadow Shaman. Morphling respawns and will join the fight, but unfortunately, I don't know how much he can do. He shotguns Faith. He will clean up just the Disruptor. Already used this combo, though. It's 2 dead. 3 dead with that Panda buyback, and now... what else do they find? Just getting that kill is just not enough. That's only a single Doom for Luo. Imagine if he has 2. Didn't even have the Morphling in that fight, but had they had him, I don't know how much he does. Vici Gaming are... It's getting to that point in the game where... I mean, as we saw, like, you know, I was talking about it, like, even, like, 4 months ago, and Empire were running this Doom. If you get to, like, 60 minutes, he's one of the hardest carries in the game. I mean, you double Doom, you're 5v3. And since then, we've seen teams really understand that, and that's why we see Doom just get banned out so much. He's strong in all stages of the game, and this is probably his scariest point, when he can literally take 2 heroes out of the game. And there's pretty much nothing you can do about it. They have no Roar. Again, nothing that goes through Magic Community, so he's got double BKB available, double Doom, and lots of trouble coming Vici Gaming's way. At the same time, going for this means no buyback on the Doom. It'd be costly. Vici clumped up in the pit. YYF now will get caught at the root to start things off. Luo, he waits in reserve here. He's got the Doom cooling down in 3 seconds time, and he can look to go. But if he goes now, well, it means that he's fighting without the Bristleback. He'll Doom 1. He'll go on to Sylar, who does not have Strength Morph off, but has popped his BKB during this time. He's actually standing strong. There's a secondary Doom available, but Luo doesn't have the mana pool for it. He leveled Death Sylar. Now he really doesn't have the mana for double Doom. They don't need it, though. Sylar gets pulled back into Static Storm. He will buy back now. That means no secondary Doom. Sylar rejoining the fight. Roche is still anybody's Roche. And IG are forced back. So they can engage onto this. They've got an Echo Slam cooling down soon. No blink available. Super. Already used this Panda ultimate. Can't do a whole lot here. RTK. He finds another stomp. It's on 2. The shotgun strong with this one. Then Faith will fall. They've brought down 3. They force out an Invoker buyback, and they may go for more. They found Luo. He's got his Doom. Now he's just found the mana, but Chuan's the one who's caught. They'll find the Enchantress here as well. That's 4 dead with a buyback. And I don't think Doom can do it on his own. Not having the double doom at the start of that fight really cost Luo, and he just didn't calculate his mana pool well enough, I guess. Costly fight. And now Vici take Roche. And it goes full circle again, and, well, for the first time in a very long time, neither team is buyback. We're 45 minutes in. One more fight could well decide this. With the Shadow Shaman wards to come online soon, with Vici Gaming now having the Aegis, they've got the extra life on their side, and in a game where nobody else has buyback. Though, to be fair, how many buybacks have been used? The Radiant have only used one, so if you're Vici, you know Doombot Refresher, you can figure you might figure he doesn't. He's actually the one hero that does have the buyback. Nobody else has bought anything too big in a very long time, but here we go. Down the middle lane, Vici Gaming barrel. They're looking to finally take their first lane of Rax. They'll spread out a bit. RTK hiding in the wings. He's been on point with the stomps so far this game. And they'll make a nice conglomeration of heroes. Not really committing anyone too much. He goes for the Stomper Splitter. They find Faith. The shotgun's going to bring him down quickly. Once again, Sylar gets Doom. Once again, has not BKB'd. But the good news is he does have his Aegis. There's no secondary Doom for 40 seconds, and that might just be game. Or at least Rax. RTK almost dropping here to the Imps. He'll go down to the Soul Burn, I do believe. Indeed he will, but Sylar now, well, he's still fighting, standing strong for the time being with the BKB. They bring down the Pandas. Can they bring down the whole Panda is the question. Doom number 2, pulling down in 20 seconds. They've lost the Earth Panda. That means the death of the Brewmaster, and with that, Vici Gaming forced to sound the retreat. They took melee rack, or range racks, but they did not take melee. And now they chase. They throw out a Tornado. They'll clip FY here, and then he gets silenced up. 430 is going to work on him. Ghost Scepter is very convenient here, prevents those cold snaps, but he forced staffed away by FY. Now the Fissure comes through, beautiful support, and it will allow him to escape in the end. Or will it? Yeah, that's only a level 4 Sunstrike anyway. Wouldn't have been enough for the kill, but 430, yeah, it's worth a shot. You never know. Well, that was another bullet dodge for IG. They did not have double Doom there. They were very low on the buybacks, and in the end, they only lose a range Rex. The melee will regenerate, so, I mean, I don't think you can ask for a better exchange. On top of that, they pop the Aegis. And now IG get aggressive. They'll try to find Sylar. They know his buyback's still on cooldown for some time. In fact, 2.5 minutes to go or so. 2 minutes, 45 seconds. So they'll make their move, but looks like all they'll do is get up an aggressive Observer Ward. This may prep them for later ganks, but they won't find an actual hero kill, it looks, and Vici will play it safe. Going for a refresher of their own, it looks like, on the Earthshaker. The double Echo Slam. Will he be found? He's farming Ancients here with that upgraded enchant on him. It's been buffed quite a few times, but he's got to be careful. They're closing in on him. YYF will spot him out, and FY insta-blinks away. He can force staff. Doesn't have a TP. He'll have to sell his magic wand to get out of here, and he'll do it now. He's also the gem carrier. Does not want to be playing around. And we head towards late game. Vici Gaming just not giving up without a fight. They're down about 8k gold. They're down about 12k experience, but you look at the ratio of net worth and gold earned for both teams, and with all the buybacks, I don't think the gold earned is completely accurate. Both teams have bought back a decent amount, but just look at gold earned alone. This difference of 8k, that means a lot more when you're about 20 minutes in, and it's like 32k to 24k. When it's 92k to 85k, the percentage and ratio, the percentage difference or the ratio between them is just very insignificant. So now, as we head towards late game, it comes down much more to execution, hero composition, and, well, hold that thought. Here we go, bottom lane. They're going to find YYF to start it off. They hex him up instantly. Now, YYF just melts. Chwam will pop his PKB, but now he's forced to run. The Static Storm comes through. That's going to isolate RTK, but the Morphling standing strong. He's been duped. Is he Strength Morphing this time? Once again, Sylar is not Strength Morphing. Even with the Doom, he's just dropping too quickly. They have the double Doom, the double Shivas. Sylar's going to go down. Deafening Blast Gems, and in Fenrir's low. They've lost a few. They'll lose a few more, and, well, can Super clean it up is the question. The Panda going ham on Luo. He needs to finish him off. He hasn't actually killed him. FY's going to go down. Carry Chuan doing the work with these imps. He's fully decimated his mana pool. Super is back to the base, and on that note, buyback check is necessary, folks. We've only got 2 buybacks here. No Morphling buyback for 30 seconds. Has the gold, but not the cooldown. Looks like he'll have it in time, but he may well be forced to use it. And that's the difference that the double Doom makes for Luo. Yet another fight where Sylar has not managed to turn on Strength Morph before being doomed. For those who don't know, it's like one of the only abilities in the game that is not disabled by Doom. You turn on Strength Morph, you get doomed, you keep on Strength Morphing, which can sometimes be very bad if you're Agi Morphing, and you're suddenly finding yourself squishier and squishier by the second, but unfortunately, just keeps on getting caught off guard by the Blink Doom. Now they'll go on Super, he does have a BKB here if he needs it. He can clap, he can start critting on 430, and they'll bring in the backup. That comes in the form of the Shadow Shaman, but 430 will casually Ghost Walk away. Oh, that is worth checking. I think that's the Dire gem that they lost. Yeah, they lost Fenrir's gem, and I don't know if Fiji can even buy one right now. Oh, they've got one in the base, so they've got a spare gem for a rainy day. Still, though, IG will be glad to have one of their own. That gives them a bit more map control. As we head towards Ultra Late Game, it is worth noting a few things. One is that this is where Brewmaster will fall off. You can see that a lot of these heroes, the Doom in combination with the Bristleback can just start right-clicking the Spirits, and they're actually not that survivable. The other issue is that 430's got a BKB, and now we're looking at 4 BKBs on IG. That means a lot of heroes are ineffective. Earthshaker, not very effective against BKBs, very reliant on getting off his full combo, needing the crowd control, it doesn't go through it. Shadow Shaman does have the wards, but his disable's also ineffective against BKB if you pop them in time. So quad BKBs for IG make a big difference here. And the other thing is that Morphline's BKB is getting very low, down to 4 seconds. So now he's got to be more worried as a Hex comes out for Enchantress, I should say, popping his own BKB, going hard with the Imps, looking for RTK. I think I'll find him here. One more Imp secures the kill. And yeah, YYF, they'll just go in now. They can honestly just start right-clicking the Pandas if they want. I guess they figure better just to wait it out. We'll fight once the split is down. And now, getting a little indecisive here. They'll throw a Boulder Toss out. It'll try to follow as he blinks away, but won't connect. And now YYF, they'll drop a Static Storm. Is there going to be a Kinetic Field here in the nick of time? No. He is able to pop his BKB, so at least the Morphe will have it for this site. Shotgunning Tron, but not able to bring him down. Now he'll be doomed again. He's going to struggle this time. He's forced back to the well. He leaves his team to suffer in silence. And, well, Super. He'll have to do it all on his own. He gets doomed. It's Doom number 2. And IG will clean house. That's an Invoker caught dead with a buyback available. He can pop it now. I think it's worth doing so. And just try and muscle down mid lane. There's no buyback on the Shadow Shaman. All the big ults are on cooldown now for both teams. The double Doom's on cooldown. Static Storm's on cooldown. Hearts online for Doom as though he weren't tanky enough. Now has 4k gold. Or 4k HP gold. Jesus. Jesus, guys. I'm losing my brain. 14k gold lead, 20k experience lead. It's a pretty sizable lead for IG, but again, it's not the lead that's overwhelming. It's more just I feel like Vici just don't really have the great answer for this double Doom and Disruptor combo. Like at least one, most likely 2 or 3 heroes are gonna get caught by that, and that means you're fighting a 2 or 3v5. Morphling is just not fat enough to do it. Sylar has 3.6k net worth. He's actually behind the Doom by a significant margin. Even the Bristleback now outpaces him, and he might get lapped soon by this Doom if he's not careful. And they'll find Chuan. Just kidding. Chuan finds Fenrir. He's just getting soloed. He'll pop his Ghost Scepter. Chuan will slow him though, and oh, can he blink out in time? The Spirit coming through. It'll stomp up Chuan now. He's actually held in position, but Fluo says, great. That one's for me, Chuan. Thank you. You've done your job. Chuan not getting to finish off the meal there, but he'll do the initial prep for Luo. They kill Shadow Shaman again, and IG will start to group up towards the top side of the map. They'll eat up a potato creep and march on towards mid. Super's waiting here, though. Will IG find him? He blinks away pretty quickly at that. And IG, if they really want to play this safe, they could wait for Roche number 2. But that's kind of... Well, not Roche number 2. I think it's Roche number 3, but the next Roche. The risk is, if you wait for that Roche, Earthshaker Elder Titan could win the game there. If they get off a good combo and you don't... And you're the ones clumped in the pit, you could just lose the game. Give up the Aegis Cheese, maybe die, not have buyback. very risky to try and win the game on the back of that Roche. So if they want to do it, they'll want to push in all the lanes first. Play it ultra safe. And now the TP comes stomp, or Doom will rotate. He's got BOTs. He's 6 slotted. The only thing he can do at this point is start replacing his BKB if he wants. YYF is pretty close. He had the AC, as mentioned, very good against the Elder Titan's aura. Along with the casual plate mail we saw, Sunstrike, just scouting and harassing RTK. We'll drive him back. Uh-oh. Morphling setting out his Manta illusions. He's finally finished an item. It's only a Manta, though. I feel it's underwhelming this late into the game. It'll help you a bit split pushing if it comes to a base race, but he honestly just doesn't hit that hard. Like, you look at the plus armor that IG have even after the natural order is affecting them. It's pretty substantial, especially for the tanks. The Bristleback. Well, I guess he's the main one that gives them the plus armor, but the other thing is just that they have all got big HP pools, so even with the Elder Titan minus armor, it's not that much. Plus, they have a lot of magic damage. They're not relying on... I mean, IG just have multiple sources of damage. They've got the imps, they have the magic that comes out from Disruptor and Doom, and as BKBs get lower and lower, these heroes get, especially the Disruptor, get more and more effective. Still anybody's ballgame. A lot of it's going to come down to Roshan. Vici will be the ones into the pit first. The Radiant side has not seen this one. Fenrir blinked in, Super blinked in, and Sylar waved in. So it is a complete sneak Roche. They've even dropped the wards. They're committing to this fully. Meanwhile, RTK's got to be careful. He's been glimpsed back. Where's that BKB? He didn't pop it in time. RTK. Oh, sorry, he doesn't actually have one. He'll go down here. Does he have a buyback, though? It's well worth it to lose the Elder Titan. No, a minute and 15 seconds where they don't. Yeah, RTK does not have a BKB. He's building one, but... or no, sorry, that's the Shaman building one. Yeah, he's building a Hex. So, nothing he can do when he gets glimpsed there, but... I think a good play by RTK as long as his team can hold. Yeah, they have the Aegis and Cheese, but remember, they're probably... These 2 lives are like automatically forfeit. They'll be losing 2 heroes almost instantly to the Double Doom / Static Storm. And the siege begins. They'll try to go in Sylar, blinking the Lincoln Sphere with a Devour there. Not fully committed yet to the push. Chuan just plinking away from the low ground. Actually doing quite a bit of chip damage here. He hits fairly hard with the Assault Cuirassar, affecting the tower as well. And now the tower falls, and YYF's in the front lines. They're going to have to make their move. You just don't want to focus YYF. You want to get onto this Disruptor, but Faith is just so far back. You go in on him, that's where you're guaranteed to tank a Static Storm, tank a Doom, and be in a lot of trouble. And they'll find their opening now. They Hex and Doom, Sylar. He can't pop his ult, he can't pop his Strength Barb. He may go down here. The Shiva's Guard comes flying forth. Doom's been deployed, but Luo is a bit lacking for backup. Will they finish off Fenrir? Yes, they will. Bristle God going ham in the base. Under the shadow of the tier 4, they'll clean up the Panda ult. That's going to be a full 5-man wipe. Now the Panda buys back, but Sylar will die again. He'll buy back instantly. IG still taking racks, still standing strong, and VG don't have more heroes to throw at them. I think they just keep on going. And IG, they're not afraid. They're too strong at this point. Double Doom, too good. The instant Hex, the instant Disable, the Disruptor Aghanim Scepter. These late-game lockdown spells proving to be the undoing of Vici. They'll even cheese now. They'll throw everything they can at this defense. And they need to. They need a big turn here. I want to say they have to get like 4 or 5 to turn this. Unfortunately, when Sylar gets glimpsed back, that'll end his push. He can't find any more initiation. FY will go in, but Chuan also, Poppy has BKB, continuing to retreat out, and meanwhile top lane's being pushed in. They may kill off the Enchantress here, but in comes Luo. He's going to go for the 3-hero stomp. He buys Chuan some time, gets medical assistance from Faith. A nice static or kinetic field as well. IG with some fantastic teamwork, and now, well, they'll lose Faith here maybe. He gets stunned. Chuan also getting stunned. He drops his and he picks it back up before dying. He will pay. Nonetheless, though, that was a great trade overall for IG. That was with Aegis and Cheese. And now they just march down mid. They say, you know what? We've got to try and force something now. The Double Doom's going to be coming back in about 60 seconds. If we don't go down mid now, well, when are we going to have a shot to do it? At that point, we're just down a lane of Rex. It's cost IG nothing, and they can just reset and wait for the next row. So at the very least, they want to try and force out a buyback. They get an Enchantress buyback. It's just not the biggest buyback at this point. Enchantress does a lot of damage, but IG, their whole lineup is scary, whereas some of these Vici Gaming heroes just aren't very effective at this point. Well, they're gonna farm huts. Oh, no, they drop boards at the tier 4. Okay, Vici, they're not just going for Rex. They're going big or going home, and they'll go straight for the tier 4 tower. Sylar gets hexed up. They try to get off that Doom, and they will succeed. The Shivas follows it up. Sylar, if he dies here, has no buyback for 4 minutes time. This could be very costly. Double Doom's not available, but they do lose the Morphling. Dead for 120 seconds, and instant GG is called. And Vici Gaming are thwarted. IG, they'll force a game 3, and they just completely outplay Vici Gaming in the late game, taking the double Doom advantage and use it to its fullest extent. They'll force a game 3. We're going the distance, boys. It's a back and forth series now. It's a slugfest, if you will, and I think for Vici they let it go too late. Morphling needed to be ahead on items. He was only ever even, and you go this late against double Doom, you're gonna struggle. Wasn't a huge fan of the offlane Elder Titan. He didn't have nearly the impact of the Doom. The idea was nice. You pick Elder Titan and then that protects your Morphling a bit, but the Morphling just, he died too much. The Ghost Walk ganks, the Blink Doom ganks, it wasn't an easy game to be a Morph. Sad days for Sylar. Well, with that being said, guys, the game is now a wrap, but we head on to game 3. If you enjoyed the cast, be sure to follow myself at LD Dota on Twitter and at Beyond the Summit for all your updates for Chinese Dota. We've got a lot more going on right now. LGD vs Newbie on the main Beyond the Summit stream, as well as DK vs Dreamtime, and also later today we'll see the third team in Group C for the V Games tournament kicking off. But for now, guys, we'll take a quick break. We come back for our deciding game 3. Loser goes home. Winner plays DK. Stick around. You're watching Beyond the Summit.